And she's not talked to me since then because I guess she didn't like me to tell her that that wasn't going to work out. And it didn't. I mean, we know, I mean, we see it all the time. I mean, as the older you get, Helen and I are almost the same age, and we know what they do to people, and they get away with it. Not only that, but in the United States, and I think Canada is probably the same thing, they call it standard practice. If whatever they call standard practice, they know will kill you, they can get away with it because it's standard practice. Right, Doc? And that's what we got to be. We have to be careful because it's our life, not theirs. It's our life. And the I guess the good thing is they don't live very long because they practice what they preach.
Yeah, the average
So
lifespan of a white medical doctor, the average lifespan of a white medical doctor in America is 75. The average lifespan of a black medical doctor is 65. The average lifespan of a white person in America is 75. You look at the Pakistanis in the Himalayan mountains, they're called the Hunza tribes. They live to be 120. They don't even have a medical doctor there, but they're living in the land flowing with milk and honey because they live at the base of the mountains, and the mountains are grinding up the rocks. The rock dust gets in the streams, comes down the side of the mountain. It looks like milk. It's glacial milk. It's not cow's milk. It's the white powder in the stream coming down. They can use it for cooking, for making their wine, for bathing in, for using it to water their gardens. And then, of course, they've been putting the wood ashes and coal ashes from their stoves and fireplaces into their gardens. Okay. And they put in their food for a spice. And then at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday, September 4th, 1882, Thomas Edison pulled a switch and started electricity in New York. And that was the beginning of our end of health, because once you went to electricity, there was no more wood ashes, no more coal ashes to put in our food, no more wood ashes and coal ashes to put in our gardens. And this fertilizer for gardens today only have 3 minerals in it. Okay, we need 60. We need 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids every day. And I make sure that I get that. I'm 85 years old. Most people think I'm in my 50s when they look at me and say, "What? You're what?" Like, okay, but I'm 85. Okay, and I fully expect I'm going to live another 20 years at least. And so it's one of those things. I could be like the Hunzas, live to be 120. And so somewhere between 100 and 120 is where I'm headed. And I'm very, very excited about that, because it's going to tell people, if they follow our protocol, Shar, if people follow what we do, they're going to get benefit of healthy, longer life. Okay, isn't it better to live to be 120 with your family and your friends and do all kinds of stuff with your church mates, your neighbors, your workmates, and so forth, and be part of that community? And give blessings to people and giving them information that's going to make their life better as well as longer. But this is why I have so many books. I've got 25 best-selling books. And of course, people can go to www.drjwallach.com, www.drjwallach.com to get my books and CDs and DVDs. And also, let's see here. You can also go to 1-800-755-4656, 1-800-755-4656. We have an education brochure. It has, I think it's got like 17 or 20 of my 25 best-selling books. Okay, and you can get them for free. You can call Shar. You can call anybody in her group. You can call okay, you can call Wellness Publications. And if you want to buy a packet of them, I think they come like 25 in a packet. You know, you have to pay a couple of bucks for it, but you can put your little sticker on there with your name and address and hand those out. And when people buy these things, okay, and become a member of your Youngevity family, your Youngevity business, this is how you build an enormous, what should I say, family. And they get money, they get discounts for having a business out of their home. They get tax breaks for their car, for the space in their home they use for their where they keep their spices and they keep their vitamins and minerals, and they talk to people at that place. It's like their little office in their house. That space is tax deductible. I mean, you get thousands of dollars back at the end of the year from the use of your house, your car, okay, and by giving out samples and so forth. And sometimes you want to somebody in your family, you'll actually pay for their fee to become an associate, one of the members of the family, so that they can get the products at the wholesale price and so on. And that's all tax deductible when you do that. Okay. And so this is something, if you realize what you have available to you, we deal with over 600 different diseases. The doctors don't know what to do with except treat symptoms. They treat symptoms. And initially, patients are very, very happy. Oh, I suffered for years with this, and this doctor gave me this new drug. I take it just once every 3 hours, and the symptoms and pain go away. And then 2 years later, they die because the pharmaceuticals didn't solve the problem. They just relieved the symptoms, which, of course, people were grateful for because they'd suffered for 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from all the symptoms. And here this doctor gives them something that costs them maybe $2 a dose or $3 a dose or whatever it is, $5 a dose, $10 a dose. People don't care. I need to get rid of this thing. If I have to pay $10 a dose, I'll do it. Okay. And then they don't have the symptom, but they still die because they didn't get rid of the disease. And so this is something we have CDs, we have DVDs, we have books. And my best-selling book and CDs belong to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie group. Initially, before we even had CDs, we had the audio tapes. Okay, audio tapes first, right? Remember those, Shar? Audio tapes?
I'm old. I remember them. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, the audio tapes. We sold 40 million copies of the audio tapes, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Then when the CDs came out, we sold like 30 million of the CDs. Okay. Dead Doctors Don't Lie. It goes along with the book. Okay, which we've sold 374 million of these books. 374 million of these books have been sold in 81 countries. I don't know how many languages it's in. Okay. And then we have, again, the CD, Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Okay. It's one of my lectures on that. And then we have the DVD. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes long. It's one of my great presentations to a big group. Okay. And it's here available to you. And this it's like you show it in your den in your house. You can show it in a classroom in a school. You can show it in an auditorium in your office building and so forth, or in the community, and show it to a lot of people. 2 hours and 8 minutes. And this DVD was actually filmed by professional movie groups. And this isn't grandma's stuff. This is professional people. Okay. And then we have Let's Play Doctor. Okay. Teach you how to diagnose, how to, let's see here, how to treat. Okay. I don't know, 50, 60 different diseases. Let's Play Doctor. And this is the second best-selling book I have, along with the Dead Doctors Don't Lie book. Okay. And of course, we have the CDs, we got the DVDs, the CDs. Okay. Okay. Dial MD for murder. That's kind of harsh, but you have to look at that. And to go along with that, people who, I don't want to use prescriptions and stuff like that. Well, in addition to the vitamins and minerals, we have a book that's called Let's Play Herbal Doctor. Okay. Because it has about, 40, 50 different herbs in here that actually not only reduce symptoms, but eliminate, 20, 30, 40 different diseases. Let's Play Herbal Doctor. Don't forget, Dial MD for murder. And then we have this new DVD. This is just a couple of days old. It'll be ready for shipping next week. Okay. Okay, it's the story of the AI, artificial intelligence, because the medical system has depended on artificial intelligence by using all these drugs to relieve symptoms, made people happy. Didn't fix anything, but relieve symptoms. Okay, this tells you what's going on here, and it's really a great little DVD. Let's see here. We have a guy from England, UK, Paul Booker was our guest host, and then I'm on there, and then Dr. Randy Shannon's on there, and this is about a half hour long, and it goes into the story of when people started using the AI. Okay, you have high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, you got constipation, you got ringing in your ears, all this stuff. And doctor gives you an aspirin, and a lot of this stuff goes away, and so you feel better. And say, oh yeah, my doctor took care of it. He gave me a prescription for aspirin, and it got rid of my symptoms. And then 2 years later, they die because it didn't solve the problems. It just relieved the symptoms. Kind of like when your car is burning up, and you put a really high grade oil into the car, okay, and the temperature goes down on your dashboard, and you're happy. And then your car burns up on the highway because it didn't solve the problem, it just reduced the symptoms, okay. Then we have It's All in Your Head. This book is only 30 pages, but it covers 50 different diseases. Okay. And the top picture is that of a skull, normal skull. It's a 1/4 inch thick. The bottom skull is at autopsy. Well, they're both at autopsy. The one at the bottom is 2 inches thick, squeezing those tunnels that the 12 pairs of cranial nerves come through. And the next page over, we got a picture of the brain, human brain, and got a picture of the 12 pairs of cranial nerves coming out of the brain. And it shows you pictures of the various organs and tissues that these nerves supply information to from the brain, and they supply information back to the brain. And then on the next page with those gray and white bars, each one of those bars, the white bar, the gray bar, the white bar, the gray bar, those are chapters in this book. And each one tells you which nerve affects what parts of your body, what you need to do to fix everything. And it's all in this book. This is a best-selling book. We've sold thousands of these in just months, okay? Because so many people were getting misinformation from medical doctors. Oh, you have ringing in your ears? I can take your inside of your ears out, and we'll give you hearing aids and all that kind of stuff. So we got to schedule you for surgery. That's nonsense. We just got to rebuild the skull so it takes the pressure off the nerves, okay? And so this book is really, every family should have 3 or 4 or 5 of these so you can get them out to your members of your family. Epigenetics, there are no genetically transmitted diseases. Doctors use that as an excuse, okay? And so, oh, it's genetic. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. Genetics only cover your hair color, your eye color, your skin color, and whether you're a boy or girl. And so this is a 500-page book. It goes into hundreds of different diseases the doctors said were genetic, which are really just simple nutritional deficiency disease. And this book sometimes, 1 month will sell, like 30 cases of this book. Okay, because people all over the world are buying this book because they realize that the information the doctors are giving them was actually as bad as or worse than the disease. Okay, then, we already talked about this. Let's see, we talked about this, we talked about that. Okay, and so it's one of those things where we have all the information here. You just have to take it and apply it to yourself, your family, your neighbors, your workmates, your church mates. And if you do this, you become a member, the products you buy are at wholesale prices. When you sell them to somebody, if they just don't want to become a member and they just want to buy something, they'll pay the retail price. But if you sponsor them and they become a member, every time they buy something, the company sends you a little check once a month that goes along with whatever this organization you have built buys. Shar, how many people do you have in your organization after all these years?
I really don't even know a lot.
You
A
have more than a
lot.
thousand.
Oh God, yes. It probably,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you have several
Probably
thousand. You have several thousand people in your organization.
probably 20.
20,000. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got 20,000 people. So what if you
Probably,
make
I don't know. They're not all buying stuff. They're not all buying stuff, unfortunately,
that
like
at the
the
same
rich.
time? Yeah, but say 1 month they would all buy at the same time, and you get a buck off of each one. That's $20,000. Okay, and so you have to think of it in those terms. If you do what we have the tools for you to do, and get this information to people, get them on what should I say, get them on the system where they get their product every month. Oh, I forgot. No, if you get them towards what do you call it when they get it automatically sent to them?
Auto ship.
Auto ship.
Auto
Auto
ship. Yeah,
ship.
there you go. You get them on auto ship, and they're paying wholesale prices, and it's shipped to them and just deducted off their credit card once a month. And it's one of those things where why would anybody want to not do this? Because it
Plus
covers over
plus
600 different diseases.
yeah, plus you can change your auto shop all the time. I mean, every month you can change your auto shop. It's easy to go online and do it.
Oh yeah, to add something to it or take something off. This is something you work your business, and you will be blessed with all kinds of good stuff. Hell's Kitchen, the Wallach Revolution, um, the truth about nutrition, Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen also has a CD that goes along with it. Oh my gosh, Hell's Kitchen. And when you look at, I think it's chapter 14. Yeah, chapter 14 goes into the history of all the terrible things that have happened to human beings in the last 2,000 years. And then when you talk about what's going on since the advent, okay, of the old Bible came out 2,000 years ago. And of course, they knew about the land flowing with milk and honey. It's written up in the old Bible where people lived a long time, and they thought it was a gift from God, which it was. But it was not a spiritual thing. It was a sort of mechanical and chemistry thing that the good Lord set up for us. And so if you happen to live in a place like the Pakistanis live in the Hunza hills in the Himalayan mountains, they live to be 120. Many of them live to be 125. Many live to be 200. Many live to be 300 because they're getting all these minerals coming down from the mountains, from the Himalayan mountains, just like they did in the old lands flowing with milk and honey in the Bible days. Okay. And these people don't have a single medical doctor in their communities. I'll repeat that. They don't have a single medical doctor in their communities, and they're the longest lived people on earth. So why don't we do what they do? And that's one of the purposes of some of my books and CDs and things like that. When you're talking about AI, you're talking about dead doctors don't lie. You're talking about, let's see here, Hell's Kitchen. It's one of those things where you can't miss if you get all this information and you apply all these bits and pieces, and we put tools together so that you're going to benefit from the use of these tools. And of course, it's all tax deductible. Your cost every month of what you buy for giving out as samples or so forth, or going to an event and you sell stuff there when you buy extra things, those are all tax deductible. All right. And so it's one of those things where this is a enormous business, and we have so many people who do not have college educations, and they're making more money than medical doctors because they have maybe 500, 1,000, 2,000. I'll call you back later. I'm on my Zoom. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, this is an endless process because when your time comes, you want to retire, you pass it over to your spouse, your child, your brother and sister, your church, whoever you want to pass it on to. Okay, your grandkids, and they pick it up and go with it. It's an endless process. In other words, when you die, your business doesn't die, but you have to be prepared and say, okay, well, I want to retire and so forth. And so what you do is you either transfer this to somebody in your family, okay, or your church that you want to transfer it to, or you sell it to them, however you want to work it. And then you keep your membership, okay, so that you can buy your products every month at wholesale and you get your products every month and you're maintaining your health. But somebody else is running the business because you don't want to be running around giving lectures and talking on the phone for 18 hours a day and all this kind of stuff. This is what, when your time comes and you're ready to give that up, you pass it on to somebody else. You either give it to them or sell it to them or whatever. Okay, so I hope that kind of gives everybody kind of a sense of what type of organization and business this is. Back to you, Shar.
Okay, and talking about the network marketing part of it, I didn't plan my life. I worked in offices. My pay was a joke to my husband. And basically, my sister and I are both grateful to you, Doc, for changing our life, really, because I'm basically getting, like, how would I say, when COVID happened, it shut down Denny's where I had my meetings. They closed right up, so I couldn't have meetings there. I couldn't have meetings in my patio because our governor would fine you up to $10,000 if you had more than 10 people at a meeting. And they shut down and took the liquor license away from a racetrack very close to our home here with drones, and took their liquor license away from them and everything. So it really did a job of, how would you call it, a detriment to our business. When you can't have meetings, and I'm certainly not going to take a chance on getting $10,000 fine, because whenever I had meetings at my home, Doc, or even at Denny's, I had more than 10 people on my patio. When you were there, I had probably 60 to 80 people there.
Oh yeah,
And
it was a big family. It was a big family, and
so COVID, it hurt the company, and it didn't even hurt Youngevity. It hurt a lot of companies. It ran a lot of companies right out of business. It ruined these health shows. The big health shows are not in business anymore. As far as I know, the ones in Canada, there's a big one in the spring and then that for Health Canada, and another one in the fall, which was Whole Life Expo. And I think they're probably out of business, if I'm not mistaken. So the way we made our living doesn't exist anymore. We have to reinvent the wheel. And Zoom, this is one way to try to get people to come to learn about health, that people that care. And I'll tell you, the people that don't care, they're not going to make it. I've lost a lot of friends. A lot of friends have literally got sick and died. And
this is a good present for everybody. This is I don't know, they cost less than $1 a piece or something like that. They have all these books and CDs. Have 100 CDs in the back cover. Okay, these are all my lectures I gave around the world. Okay, and so as you're saying, Shar, when people get these tools, they can save their family, they can save their neighborhood, they can save their workmates, their neighbors, their church mates, and save their communities, and financially as well as health. And so it's one of those things where this little tool here, if you can read the 6th grade reading level, you can understand this. That's how simple we made it. Okay.
But to me, it's a big thing is the education, is to educate people, because first of all, they're not going to get educated by the medical profession, doctors or nurses in general. Some nurses have jumped on the bandwagon, but in general, most of them have not. They go by whatever the doctors tell them. And so people got to care about their health. They got to want to learn. And yes, you learn by listening to the CDs, the DVDs, and reading the book. But you got to want to do that. I mean, you got to want to learn, and you got to want to be open-minded to be able to learn. If you don't think you need it, you're just going to fall short, like the people that die way too young. And this is the biggest thing I see, is trying to get people to want to learn about their health and learn about their body
Well,
and
this
learn
is,
what
let me stop you there for just a minute. That's why we have the CDs and the DVDs and the books, because you don't have to be there and hold the hands of 50 different people every night. What you do is get them to commit to listen to the CDs and DVDs, commit to reading the books. And then, let's say they run into a chapter, they want to ask questions. That's when they can give you a call and say, well, what about this? On page so-and-so, it says this. What does that mean? And you can help them get through that little piece. But these, for instance, right now, there's a disease called the metabolic syndrome. It was talked about in the Old Testament 2,000 years ago. Okay. And right now, metabolic syndrome afflicts and affects, let's see here, 30% of the adult population in America. 30% of the adult population in America has the metabolic syndrome, abdominal obesity, type 2 diabetes, and high blood pressure. And then they have 50 different diseases that won't kill you but make you miserable that jump on you when you have the metabolic syndrome. And we can get rid of it in 2 to 4 weeks. Okay, so everybody needs to get a hold of this book, okay, The Metabolic Syndrome. And then get these various tools, including this newest one, okay, this on AI, artificial intelligence, okay. And it's one of those things, it's got quite an experienced team, okay. What should I say? This experienced team is giving all this information to you, and it's you give us a call, buy the book, and it's shipped that day, and you get it in 2-3 days, whatever it is, depending on where you live. And you go through this, say, well, this is easy. Well, yeah, it is easy. And all you have to do is invest a little bit of time and read it. And if you have questions, you can call Shar or call me, call Dr. Milan. You can call the other members of the organization. And Shar, how many people do you have that are really working and helping people every week, every month? How many people do you have in your group that are doing that around the world?
around the world.
Yeah.
Oh, probably probably 100, maybe.
Oh, yeah, multi-hundreds, maybe 500, 1,000 are out there educating people. Yeah. And passing on information and answering their questions and getting them started. And so, you've built an organization. This is something that in the old days, okay, long time ago, people would go from house to house to house, knocking on doors, and they would give a lecture to the mom and dad and the kids in exchange for a dinner, kind of thing. And then they'd go to the next, so forth. They didn't have medical doctors back then. They just had people who were herbalists, and that's why we have the book. It's called Let's Play Herbal Doctor. And when you get the CD that goes along with it, okay, the CD is like crazy. Okay, dial MD for murder. People say that's pretty rough, Wallach. Well, yeah, but when you find out how many people are killed in surgery by either the surgery itself or by the medications, this is why that was given that title. And so this CD tells you story after story after story after story, and you magnify that. That's just maybe in one town. And so the doctor in that town has killed more people than all the bad guys in town. He saved a lot of people, but usually trauma is where the doctors do their best work. Car accidents, falling off the 3rd floor down to the ground, or you fall off a cliff and you break a leg, break your arm, break your neck. get a cut and you're bleeding. These are the things that doctors do very well. Trauma, 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 burns. Okay. When it comes to diseases, they couldn't figure out what it was. They said, oh, it's genetic. You got two people in your family with it. They're all, well, those two people in the family are all eating grandma's soup from the same recipe. That's why they have the same problem. Okay. So this is not difficult. If you can read the 5th grade reading level, you can do this business.
The Healthy Body Star Pack, the premier nutritional set of all of Youngevity. This contains Dr. Wallach's 90 essential nutrients. It is his 50 years of research in showing that when you feed your body the foundational fundamental nutrients that it needs on a daily basis, it's going to have incredible health. Now, the Healthy Body Star Pack has 3 products. It has the Beyond Tangerine, which is your multivitamin, multimineral, amino acids, probiotics. It has the Beyond OsteoFX, which is your bone and joint, cartilage, to ligaments and tendons. This has your calcium and your magnesium and other things. And then you have your essential fatty acids, your omega-3, your omega-6, your omega-9. Really hard to get from foods, but you get it from the Ultimate EFA+. So these 3 nutrients combine in a very comprehensive fashion to give you all the nutrition that you need. So you can take this various times during the day. I like taking my BTT first thing in the morning. I mix it with 16, 22 ounces of water, as much water as I can because I love the hydration, but you can put it into 8 ounces. It doesn't matter how much water that you put it into. It's all about you enjoying the nutrition. Secondly, the essential fatty acids I take with my food because it's always great to take healthy fat with other food that has healthy fat. You get better absorption. And then the Beyond OsteoFX I take at nighttime, about 30 to 45 minutes before I go to bed, because those minerals also help with better sleep. So this is a really great nutrient set that is for everybody. You can take it either by weight or you can take it by the degree of health issue that you have. So if you're dealing with some health issues, you can take more of it because we all know the more nutrition that you get, the greater health that you will have. And lastly, you want to make sure that if you're sensitive to taking nutrition, that you do it slowly. So you may take half of a dose for the first 7 days, and then you may build up to a full dose later on. It's okay. It's just getting to that full dose at some point and making sure that you are working with your body and making sure that it's acclimating all the way through. So enjoy your Healthy Body Start Pack.
Introducing our most advanced nutritional support, 3.0 Rise and 3.0 Restore by Youngevity. This all-new 2-part formulation builds upon almost 30 years of research and success of our legacy nutrition products. This is BTT 3.0, but with a new identity to highlight the inclusion of targeted support ingredients for an even more robust supplement. The new 3.0 Rise and Restore boosts health around the clock, using time-duration nutrition for better absorption and utilization of each ingredient. This dual system goes beyond vitamins and minerals to provide targeted support for things important to all of us, like cognitive health, stress defense, mood wellness, and more. Designed to be taken specifically in the morning and evening, Rise and Restore gives you exactly what you need when you need it for maximum health benefits. Formulated with more whole foods and plant-based ingredients, this system is the most comprehensive nutritional support ever offered by Youngevity. Rise is gluten-free and vegetarian-friendly and features nootropic cognitive support with energy and metabolism-boosting ingredients as well as mood-boosting components. It also provides phytonutrients for everyday antioxidant and immune support and cellular hydration support. Restore is also gluten-free and vegetarian-friendly, designed with restorative nutrients to help your body recover from the day's stressors, featuring circulation and cardiovascular support, ashwagandha for relaxation and stress relief, detox support, pre- and probiotics for good gut health, as well as an adaptogenic blend for reducing stress, anxiety, and fatigue. Together, these innovative research-driven formulas provide a full-circle approach to daily foundational nutrition for an active life, all in great-tasting new flavors that make this product an easy lifestyle addition you'll look forward to each day, to help set the tone for productive days and restful nights. As research continues to identify opportunities to improve health, Youngevity will be at the forefront of those discoveries. Our mission has always been to support your overall health. Now we're going even deeper to target and support your optimal health, wellness, and happiness. Welcome to a new era in Youngevity nutrition.